I think the work that the TMA does is incredible. The support that they offer to people with myositis is incredible.
The experience of having a rare disease can be very isolating. You may never meet another person who has myositis unless you are fortunate enough to become part of a community such as what the Myositis Association offers.
The mission of the Myositis Association is to educate, advocate, support patients and care partners living with myositis, and to fund research. The Myositis Association is also known as TMA. Myositis is a progressive rare autoimmune disease that impacts the muscles.
Myositis is actually a collection of few diseases, namely polymyositis, dermatomyositis, necrotizing myopathy, inclusion body myositis, and there are some subforms. There's no cure for myositis.
Myositis is a disease that affects a whole range of patients, starting with children all the way up to patients that are in their later decades in life.
The support group is a lifeline for myositis patients. You have people that understand exactly what you're going through. They understand the sadness, they understand the frustrations.
It set me back in a whole lot of areas, emotionally, mentally, the depressions, the anxiety states that you go through.
The Myositis Association offers a number of support programs for those who are impacted by myositis diseases and their families and care partners. We organize 42 support groups across America. We also support patients through MyoConnect program, connecting patients on the phone and on the internet.
The first one I ever went to, I didn't understand it, so I saw someone with inclusion body myositis in a power chair, and I thought, oh my God, that's going to be my future. But I stayed, and it was so much more beneficial.
We see a lot of people who are recently diagnosed, and they're just lost souls, terrible lost souls, and they're feeling inundated with, I don't know what to do, and I don't know which way to turn, and I feel hopeless. And it's good to be able to look at them and say, you're not. We're all here for you.
We get to share our stories and, our personal experiences. It feels good to be open, I think that when we all do get together, from the experiences, that's basically what helps us kind of like connect.
No matter what type of myositis you have, you will find support here.
TMA is a way that the family, the patient, and the caregiver can go for resources, education, support, the latest research, the latest things that'll make my life better.
The TMA Annual Patient Conference is the premier conference for those living with myositis diseases. It offers global experts who come together for 4 to 5 days to discuss the most recent research on myositis diseases. It offers over 90 sessions and over 70 speakers on a variety of topics critically important for those living with myositis, as well as their care partners and families.
My first takeaway from my first conference was that there was hope, that there could be something that would be helpful.
The Medical Advisory Board gives talks at the annual patient conference, and they are amazing. I mean, some of the most knowledgeable people in the world, not just in the United States.
So the Medical Advisory Board for the Myositis Association is a group of physicians, researchers, as well as physical therapists who all have specialty training as well as specialty knowledge in forms of myositis.
In TMA, one of the great things it does is to help fund research. And every year TMA will award grants. And over its life, it's I think now over $6 million, maybe $7 million in grants for research.
The reason we need a lot more funding for myositis is because traditional mechanisms of funding through NIH or various different organizations, pharmaceutical foundations, don't support a rare disease like myositis developed.
We need more research to be in a position to identify potential targets, to identify potential outcome measures which will be meaningful, and to identify drugs, perhaps even some that are already approved, which may be helpful in the treatment of our condition. So when I think about advocacy, I think about speaking out. And that can take several different forms. That can be a matter of getting articles published in a local newspaper that tell your particular story. That can mean legislatively and making your representatives on Capitol Hill aware of what's important to you. We all can play a role in advocacy. We can play a role in advocacy from our computers. We can play a role from advocacy in front of our elected officials.
There are many ways that people can help the myositis community.
Most of our research funding comes from individuals and comes from families, and it's critically important that the Myositis Association continue to raise funds to support this critically important research.
I would highly urge anybody with a diagnosis of myositis to join the TMA. It's free, and get on the website, come to the conferences, join a support group, and do whatever you can to learn more about your disease and get the help that you need.
Myositis has never defined us. It has challenged us. It has forced us to look for different ways to do the things that we loved.
Please help us. You are in a position to help us all live the best lives that we can lead.